Before you open a single tube of caulk on your RV roof, stop. There's one step that most people skip, and this tells you exactly what needs to come off and what you can caulk right over. Get that wrong and you're sealing in a failure. I'm going to show you our full process we use on our Grand Design rig all the way through. So stick around, because towards the end, I'll show you something that'll change how you think about caulk. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So it's all about getting ready for the camping season. Even though we're full-time, I still treat every spring like we're getting ready for a new season, because basically we are, you know. But I got up on the camper, I cleaned it up a couple days ago, got up on the top, cleaned the roof and everything, and inspected the seals. And I noticed a couple seals starting to develop some cracks in them, which they will over time. And so knew it was time to go ahead and put some sealer up there. So I'm going to take you guys up on the roof today, and I'm going to show you what's involved in correcting the cracks, you might say. So all I've got here right now for the tools, I've got a caulking gun. I've got 3 different types of sealer right here. Actually, it's 2 types. I've got a self-leveling caulk right here. This is what I'll be using mostly. And then I've got a black non-sag, and I've got a white non-sag also. Now these have been open, and I have used these in the past, and I have these airtight containers right here, which I'm gonna tell you what, these things have been amazing. They have really kept some caulking good for a long time. I can't believe how well they work. You just unscrew them like this. It's got a little thing in the middle right here, that a little pin that goes down the tube right here. You stick that down, you stick the nozzle with that going up into it like that. It's got a O-ring at the top right here that the cartridge sits again, and there's an O-ring on this bottom one that the bottom of the cartridge sits again. You just put the 2 together, screw them together like that, and they are sealed. No air is getting to that caulk. It's a pretty interesting thing, and I'll tell you, I really am impressed with it. I've had these a few years, but I haven't used them that much. But this caulk has been open for over a year, so we're going to get up there and we're going to put it to the true test. But whenever I squeeze on the bottles or the cartridges, it's soft in there. I can feel it, so it should work just fine. So anyway, we'll get up there and we'll experience it together in real time. But I got up there and I cleaned my roof the other day, and I cleaned the whole thing with simple green right here. I just squirted on there, and I've got a brush over there, and I brush it, and then I rinse it all off. So I'll get up there today and I'll take the simple green spray bottle with me, and if there's any areas that I missed that need to be cleaned a little bit more. But otherwise, it should be clean enough up there to put all my caulking down. And if you ever worry about, well, there might be some oils in the soap or something like that, well, you can use your alcohol. Just use rubbing alcohol, put it on a rag, wipe it down again, and that way it'll clean any oils that you might be afraid that are still left on there to affect the adhesion of the new caulk. But it's really a simple thing. And you know, if you're looking at a new camper, let's say a new to you used camper, and you go up on the roof and you see signs of new sealer and stuff on there, that's not a red flag. Actually, if anything, that could be a green flag, if there is such a thing. You know that that roof has been well taken care of, that they've gotten up there and they've covered over all the cracks as they've appeared. So this is a good thing. If you get up there and you see that there's never been any sealer on that camper roof and it's a few years old, then you know, pardon the noise, we got some military helicopters flying over right now, and that's what you're hearing in the background. But back to what I was saying, so if you get up there and you see that the roof has got some sealer in places, that's actually a good sign that someone has cared enough to take care of that roof. It's not necessarily that there was a leak happening there. Like, I don't have a leak, but I'm going to get up there and I'm going to cover these cracks before I actually do have a leak. So it's preventative maintenance. So don't let that throw you if you're looking for a new used camper and you see signs like that. It's not necessarily a red flag, all right? Well, let's get all this stuff up on the roof, and I'll show you what we're up against, what kind of cracks we've got. It's nothing bad, but I'll take you up there and show you. All right, so you can see I cleaned this roof the other day. It actually didn't look too bad. So I'll go ahead and take you up here. The main area I saw was up here around the front cap with that molding that goes all the way across. Let me go show you that one. All right, we're up here at the front cap. And you can see I got a little bit of a crack happening coming down through here. It's nothing too terrible bad, but it's a crack, so I need to address it. So I'll go ahead and wipe this down with some alcohol. Since it's been a couple days, the pollen's had a little bit of chance to fall on it, so I'll wipe it down with an alcohol rag, get it cleaned up again, and then get the caulking gun and put a little caulking down there. I'll show you what it's like. All right, let's see how well this airtight container worked. How are we doing here? Look at that. Can you see this? I can hear it coming. This has been, I think it's been over a year since I used this last, so the fact that it's still nice and soft, it's still pretty damn impressive. Oh, you know what? Actually, this isn't even the one I want to use for this anyway. This is the non-sag, and I'm going to use self-leveling. So, let's drop back and punt. Let me go get that. Okay, I got the right one now. Now, a lot of people, you know, it's kind of like being from the South. Everybody calls a soda drink, like a cola or something like that, they call it Coca-Cola. I remember, you know, growing up, everything was Coca-Cola. You want a Coke? Yeah, sure. What kind you want? Give me a Pepsi or a 7-Up or something like that. It didn't matter. It was all just known as Coke. Well, a lot of people use the term Dicor like that, and Dicor is another type of leveling sealant, but this is an Alpha Seal roof, and they of course make their own caulking for these roofs, and of course they recommend that. I did go to a seminar last year, and they said that you could use the Dicor on certain aspects of the Alpha Seal roof. But to be honest, I can't remember what the difference was. It was something about the way they off gas and stuff. And so they just recommend that you use their caulk with their roofing system. So I just kind of naturally fall to that. So you can go back to your owner's manual, check your owner's manual, and it's going to tell you what you need to use on your roof. I've started a whole new series on the owner's manual, and I'll be getting to that section next. But if you haven't seen those sections of the owner's manual that I have, you should check them out. You can find the link for the playlist right here. But anyway, let's get this self-leveling put across here, and then we'll, I want to show you something else that they say to do and not to do, and we're going to address that on the back corners back there. I've got a little seams, some cracks in the sealer that need to be addressing, so I'll show you that when we get to it. All right, now we got the right sealer for this job. Let's go ahead and get back to it, shall we?
basically just like if you've ever done any welding or soldering, it's the same type of movement that you do with that kind of stuff. Just instead of moving metal, we're moving the caulking. We have the benefit that it's going to self-level when we're done, make it look even prettier than when we first put it down, unlike your welder, your solder. So this is the one I was wanting to show you. When I was cleaning it the other day, I noticed there was a little bit of where it wasn't stuck to the thing real good right there. So I want to show you what you do with this. Now you're not supposed to bring any tools up, or not tools up, but you're not supposed to cut anything with any tools or anything on the sealer when you're replacing it, because it's too risky to actually hurt the membrane. So what they tell you to do here is pull this up. What pulls off, you need to seal and replace. What doesn't, that's adhered and it doesn't need to be replaced. So, see, this is pulling up pretty good right here. That definitely needed some attention, but you can see where it's pulled right, or it's stuck right there really good. It won't pull off. So we're good to go right there. Now this is going to take two different types of sealer because you're on a horizontal, but then it goes to the vertical here. So I will go ahead and clean this up with a little alcohol, just since I don't want to use the simple green right now because it's got to be completely dry before you put the caulking on there. Otherwise, I'll just use simple green. And I just washed everything the other day, so it's all clean. But since I just removed that little bit of caulking right there, I'll go ahead and clean this surface up a little bit with some rubbing alcohol, and that'll help it adhere to that. All right, good there. This back seal, it looked pretty good. It was just in these corners here that I noticed needed to be recaulked, and that's on both sides. Both sides were like this, so I'll go ahead and get this self-leveler on this. Then we'll come back and do the non-sag on that corner right there on the vertical side. Like, just kind of pinch it and pull it down like that. And get just a little bit right here where I pulled that back.
All right, so this other corner is just about like that corner over there. So I'm going to get down there and I'm going to pull that off and I'll reseal it too. And then we're going to pull our little strips out of the side. We're going to check all our screws down through there, and then we'll do our vertical seam sealing. All right, while I'm up here, I'm also going to check the screws that go down through here that hold the edge of the roof on. I noticed that there's a little crack on the vertical lap sealant right through here. So rather than just caulking over it, I'm going to pull this little strip out, and we'll make sure that the screws don't need tightening before we just go and seal it. All right, so let me show you what's involved here. This is pretty simple. Let's see, Can you see it from right? No, you can see it right here. All right, so I just grab this and I kind of, let me see if I can put you on the selfie stick and show you a little better. All right, so can you see? Let's see. Can you see this right here? Yeah. So I'm just gonna take my fingers and lift up from the bottom, and it'll come out of the channel. Then you just push down with the top, and that's it. Just pull it out like that. All right, and then you got all these screws in here. I need to check those screws. Then if everything's good and tight, I'll put that all back in there. I'll get me some non-sag sealant or caulking, and I'll just clean the top of this, and I'll caulk the top of that with the non-sag sealant. So far, nothing more than a quarter return loose. Well, that's good. Well, it's been a couple days since I was up on the roof there, and the caulking has flowed out and it's leveled out and it's fully seated. It's flowed into every gap with no bubbles, and that's what I'm talking about. So this is what I want you to walk away with from this video. If your caulk passes the hand pull test, you're not failing as an RV owner. You're doing maintenance the right way. Let's catch it early, prep it right, and seal it once. That's the whole game. Hey, and I put a link in the comment section to the storage tubes we use, and it's kept our Alpha Seal workable for over a year. That alone has saved us money, so they're worth checking out. And while you're in there, I'm curious, have you ever done the hand pull test on your caulking? Have you been surprised by what came off versus what stayed? Drop that in the comment section too and let us know. We read every one of them. Well guys, as always, stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.